I mean, at this point in time, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to say about this whole AI fraud. It's just the fraud that has no end. It goes on and on, my friend. I'm not going to go into that song, but holy crap, it does seem like the end of this AI fraud is not going to be anywhere in sight. So, Bank of America and another one of these big financial firms is pegging expenditures for AI to be $1 trillion in 2027. So again, if you take a look at Meta, if you take a look at Anthropic, if you take a look at Google, if you take a look at Amazon, they are all, for 2027, they're going to be spending about $1 trillion of investment. And apparently for 2026, that's going to be somewhere between 800 to 900 billion dollars. And again, I'm just flabbergasted by this because this is the first technology boom where we've seen this much investment for honestly this little gain. And again, to be clear, I'm not saying that AI doesn't have any value or anything like that. It does, but it doesn't have this much value. It just doesn't have this much value. But apparently, they're just throwing more and more money into this abject insanity. Wall Street analysts estimate total AI capex could now climb above $1 trillion in 2027, following even bigger spending plans unveiled by the hyperscalers during Wednesday's tech earnings. Both Evercore and Bank of America placed 2027 capex in excess of $1 trillion after the earning calls, with 2026 estimates rising between 800 and 900 billion dollars. Quote, capex continues to soar as demand outpaces supply and pricing increases, analyst for Jefferies said in a Thursday note to investors. And again, I am kind of curious with this whole pricing increase because whenever I take a look at anything, it does seem like the prices are decreasing. Maybe how much money these companies are bringing in. Again, the annual recurring revenue, that is the current bullshit metric that they're using in order to prove these valuations. Anyways, the ARRs are going up. I think it was Anthropic last year was $9 billion ARR. Now they're saying it's $40 billion ARR. Again, to be clear, what does that actually mean? There's a whole bunch of questions there. So basically, they're saying, basically with that, I guess the ARRs are going up. Demand is outpacing supply. One of the things I will say with this whole demand outpacing supply, because again, you got to think about words. Words matter. And so much of the demand is coming from free services. Again, if you look at Google, right? When I go to Google now, when I put any query into Google now, AI is always providing an answer. Here's the thing, I'm literally not paying for that answer. I don't even want that answer half the time. And so when you look at it, it's like, well, that's demand, that's induced demand. I'm going to Google. I want the good old fashioned Google services I was using a year ago. I don't get those anymore. So they're inducing a demand that I use their AI services, which is an increase in demand. But again, you got Claude has a free tier, you have OpenAI has a free tier, you have other companies, you got the free tiers. I think with OpenAI, again, with a lot of this stuff, 90% of their utilization is on the free tier. So it's like, oh my God, utilization is going through the roof. We have to build more data centers to keep up with the free services that we are offering. Again, imagine I had a pizza business. I was giving pizza away for free. I gave away so much pizza away for free that I had to build more and more pizza stores so that I could give away more and more pizza for free. Again, when I say this about pizza, it's stupid on the face of it. When I say it about artificial intelligence, that's modern business for you. I don't know. All right. This year's spending projections were up across the board, with Google's parent Alphabet up 4% to $185 billion, Amazon up 1% to $200 billion, Meta up to $135 billion, and Microsoft a whopping $190 billion. So again, that's not even Anthropic or OpenAI. These are just the major tech players. This is how much they're dumping into the whole AI capex thing, which is just beyond. The overall cost of the AI build-out has been causing heads to spin, but analysts say they're seeing flow-through from investments to revenue as valuations and market caps surge. Again, yes, they are seeing revenue, but again, what is the gross profit? What's the net on that revenue? Quote, CapEx keeps climbing, but return on investment is evident via approximately $2 trillion backlog and accelerating cloud growth, Jeffrey Zanizel said. Quote, margin leverage holds for the hyperscalers despite AI investments, highlighting structural OpEx discipline. Confidence on monetization is particularly high for Alphabet, where backlog growth is undergirding computing inventories and expansion. The quote, backlog supported the CapEx supercycle, Brian Pitts wrote for BMO, says Google's backlog nearly doubled quarter over quarter with a 400% annual increase to $462 billion. The majority of the backlog is for core Google Cloud Platform contracts, and Google expects to recognize just over 50% of its revenue over the next 24 months. The other thing to be thinking about with this too, again, and this is where we get into the whole circular idiocy of this whole AI fraud, is what you'd have to realize is all these companies are also purchasing from each other. So the reason that Amazon needs to invest in order to build more data centers is because Anthropic has so much investment that they're spending the money on Amazon services. Right? Google needs more data centers because they're giving away their product for free, which has a lot of demand, and because other AI providers are coming to them to use their cloud platform. Microsoft needs to expand their data centers, their CapEx, because companies are coming to them. And again, it gets into that whole question with OpenAI. OpenAI is the most transparent, let's just call it transparent of any of this idiocy. And again, that's one of the interesting things, right? They have a $300 billion contract with Oracle. So you look at it. Why is Oracle doing massive CapEx, expensive, massive data center build out? Because they have a customer and they have a guaranteed $300 billion contract. So in it's like a year and a half, basically OpenAI is going to have to start paying them $50 billion a year. So again, from a brass tacks investment scenario, it makes sense, right? Oracle has we'll just say customers that are willing to pay for all of these AI resources. Ergo, Oracle has to invest more in CapEx for building the data centers in order to provide the AI resources. So therefore, all of this investment makes absolute sense. But then you start looking at OpenAI, and again, remember, OpenAI was going to cure disease and solve science and all that kind of stuff. And instead, what we're getting out of OpenAI, and again, I can't make this up, we're getting ads. They were going for erotica, and we're going to get a smartphone. The technology that was going to solve science is now going to give us ads and erotica on a smartphone. Can't make this up because it's true. And so you start saying, well, wait a minute. The company you have a contract with for $300 billion isn't solving science. They're giving us erotica. Do we honestly believe that they're going to have enough money to be able to pay this $300 in contracts? And that's the idiocy that we have going on right now, right? NVIDIA isn't investing in all of these different companies. These companies are investing themselves. They have all this circular financing and all this stuff going on. So if you just look at like 2 plus 2, if you just look at like, okay, this is the contract that they have signed. These are requirements for the contract. This is the profit margin on the contract. Ergo, they need to build out all of these facilities, right? If you just look at that, fucking makes complete sense. But then when you start zooming out and you start seeing all the web of business connections, that's when it becomes, a wee bit more curious. And that's where I argue when the dominoes start falling and all this, it's going to be absolutely brutal. As I've said many times before, haven't said it for a while, so I'll tell the story again, right? When the Great Recession happened, I still remember being out on my back porch in Baltimore, reading the Wall Street Journal. I used to be able to get the Wall Street Journal on my first edition Kindle. I was sitting there reading the Wall Street Journal, and I remember the day Bear Stearns fell. And I remember the day I did not give 2 craps about Bear Stearns falling. Again, from a money standpoint, from an economic standpoint, it was an interesting. Wow, look at that! Wow, Bear Stearns fell. And then I went to my business and I dealt with my employees and I dealt with my customers. I didn't care. It was like a trivia point. Like, oh wow, Bear Stearns fell. That's something to keep an eye on. And as I said, like we were doing fine. Like I'm sorry for the Bear Stearns people, but look, I'm a computer guy, right? Anyways, well then after Bear Stearns fell, then there started to be all the real estate issues. Well, here's the thing. Own my house, whatever else. Yeah, we got screwed on the real estate a little bit, but that wasn't my primary investment, my primary vehicle for investment or wealth or whatever else. So it was like, yeah, okay, the value of my property is going to go down. Kind of like finally honestly expected it. I feel too bad for the people that are over leveraged in their properties. Not my fucking problem though. I went to work. I dealt with my employees. I dealt with my customers. Dealt with all this stuff, right? But then all the contractors that had been doing all the renovations and all that kind of stuff, a couple months later, they started. Again, that actually started to hurt us a little bit. We did have some of those as clients, but it wasn't that big a deal. Again, it's business. It's macro cycles. Sometimes you lose clients. You got to go out and pound the pavement and find more clients. That's how business works. And then it was like, and then the people that supported them fell. And then, like I say, April of 2009, I was like, shit. We're fucked. Oh, things did not go well for us, right? That was, like I say, that was with the dominoes falling. And that's where I get so concerned with this whole AI fraud, is if you look at anything, if you looked at my business in summer of 2008, we had no connection to Bear Stearns. Fucking none. Right? Again, if you looked at my business in September when the real estate market was going to hell, we really weren't affected with. Again, it was some trials and tribulations. I mean, it caused issues on the macro level, but specifically for us, it was just another day, right? As all the dominoes fall. And again, that's where, like I say, I look at OpenAI, and that's where I really want you to really be looking at OpenAI and the disaster of Sam Altman and realize how evil this could be. Right, they want a $1 trillion valuation. They're valued at $850 billion right now, 55 or whatever, right? And again, it's based off of this idea of solving science, curing disease, all this other crap. And instead of that, again, we're getting smartphones and erotica and ads. What happens when that starts falling apart? And then when people realize the idiocy of the OpenAI valuation, what's going to happen when they start looking at the valuations for all these other companies? Again, think about this with DeepSeek. Again, I know it's a Chinese company, BS. Obviously, they shouldn't be worth as much as OpenAI. But I really want you to think about this, right? DeepSeek just went through a raise, $300 million raise on a $10 billion valuation. $10 billion. Cursor, an American company, just got valued at $50 billion by SpaceX. Again, DeepSeek, one of the champions in the AI world for China. And again, however you feel about it, just put that, realize they're still only valued at $10 billion. OpenAI alone is supposed to be $1 trillion. Again, Anthropic right now is about to get valued at $900 billion. SpaceX is supposed to be $1.72 trillion. And what happens when that starts? And what happens when the investment money starts drying up and people have to start looking at their numbers, start having to look at their books? Again, one of the things that's come out, like the memes of the current world, is like RAM prices are so high because people are buying RAM to put into computers that don't yet exist so that those computers can be installed into data centers that aren't going to have power for 2 years. Right? But think about it. The reason that's happening is because there's this mad rush for AI investment. But think about how that collapses. So when people realize OpenAI is like a methed out WeWork, right? And that collapses. Think about the follow-on effect. Think about all the companies producing RAM. Think about all the companies that are producing server cases. Think about all the companies that are producing racks. Think about the data centers that are getting built out. Think about how the value of somebody who pours cement is going to change because of when the AI whole thing blows up. They're simply not going to need these data centers built out anymore. So anyways, I mean, this idiocy keeps going. As I say, maybe by screaming into the cloud enough, I can get somebody's attention. Maybe we can figure out a way to get this turkey back on the ground without it going splat. I mean, look, the turkey's gonna break a leg or two. Right, the wing might get sprained, but maybe we can get the turkey on the ground and have it survive. It's still not going to be a landing, but maybe turkey and ground can meet without going splat. I don't know. That's what I'm doing, sitting here arguing. So what do you think about this? What do you think about 2027, $1 trillion in capex by all these tech companies for AI? What do you think about 2026? Apparently 800 to 900 billion dollars in capex. And what do you think about, again, all the circular financing for all this stuff? Again, for a product, look, I use AI. I literally use AI every day. If AI went boom, I'm not sure how much I would care. Right? Think about this. Like when you started using the internet, if the internet had gone boom, oh my God, right? Think about this. For so many people, if AI went boom, like this technology that is sold as, that is just not. I don't know. So what do you think about this? What do you think? Put your thoughts down below. See y'all later.